back, guys, and today I'm going to be talking about something that on last night's Raw, we got to find out a bit more about the brand split and this whole draft and who will be running what show. And it seems that that a lot of rumors were right, in the sense that Stephanie McMahon will be running SmackDown and Shane will possibly be running Raw. It was confirmed last night during the segment with the New Day. Wait, no, it wasn't the New Day. It was Teddy Long. Sorry, I'm getting my segments mixed up. It was last week's. It was with Teddy Long. Teddy Long would come out after, first of all, the opening segment of Raw. Very confusing, very stupid, but then, the promo work eventually overshadowed that. But Teddy Long would come out saying, that he was gonna help make the whole WWE better and SmackDown better and doing making these matches, and he tried to make a match last night, but Stephanie eventually overmasculated him like always. And so Stephanie comes out after a few times of Teddy Long coming out and sort of trying to make matches that weren't gonna happen because he's not employed with the company. Stephanie would later on reveal that someone, she used all these adjectives, but basically someone like her is going to be running SmackDown, and it is her that Vince chose her to go run SmackDown. So it seems that Stephanie will be the general manager for SmackDown. I was hoping that throughout the night we were going to see past GMs. I even thought we were going to get the anonymous general manager revealed, Raw general manager revealed, but we didn't. I thought, with Teddy Long coming out, we were going to see John Laurinaitis and Eve Torres and, other GMs, Vicky Guerrero come back, just like little segments, but it didn't turn out that way. Basically, they just used Teddy for no reason. It was very, very weird. They just brought him to make him look very bad, and just to announce that Stephanie was going to be running SmackDown. Now, I do see a plus to this. I think Stephanie will eventually make the women's division on SmackDown a bit better. And with that, I'm going to move on to who I think will go on to being on Raw and on SmackDown. Now, I have a very strong opinion on the women's roster, and it being that, for me, the problem was never the name or the title. It was mainly the fact that WWE isn't taking their women seriously and won't take their women seriously. Especially when it comes to veteran divas. NXT women sure are getting the push, such as Dana Brooke, who's still very green, yet someone like Naomi is, well, where she's at. Now, with all the NXT women getting a special treatment, I really do think that the women's roster should be split in half. And in that half, I think that the veterans should stick to one show with the NXT women sticking to another. That way we get a strong face, strong push, all these veteran women, and we can get a face on SmackDown and a face on Raw, because I would not like to see Sasha eventually going to SmackDown and Charlotte on Raw as well, and because then that just means Sasha would end up taking the face of SmackDown. Now, there are a lot of potential women who could be, the face of one brand, but that we'll get into that a little bit later. So far right now, as you can see, I have on SmackDown, I decided to have my own little draft and where I think everyone's going. Now, I would have done one of those big draft picks and whatever thing, but my video editing skills and my video editor are not so advanced, so we're gonna have to just stick to this picture. So on SmackDown, I decided to put Nikki Bella, and I hope that she would be the face. Well, that's one potential person that could be the face of SmackDown. I also put Emma, Naomi, who could be another potential face of SmackDown. I also put Maryse, Tamina, Paige, of course, another person that could, be the face. Brie Bella, when she decides to return, Alicia Fox and Natalya, all veteran women's wrestlers who are very underrated. And then I also put JoJo to be the announcer, and or interviewer. I don't know who will be interviewing backstage, if they're honestly going to bring some people from NXT, going to bring new people, or we'll just have to see. But that's what my roster consists of. Maris, she doesn't wrestle right now, so I think she'll go to SmackDown alongside her husband, and the Intercontinental title will stay on SmackDown. If that's not the case, basically wherever the Intercontinental title's going is where Maris is going to eventually go. I don't see her returning to the ring anytime soon, sadly enough. But yeah, that's what my SmackDown roster consists of. Again, I do not want to see any of the NXT women's wrestlers from Raw go on to SmackDown just yet, mainly because it's gonna put to waste all of the women's competitors, the veteran ones, and this is really a chance for them to kind of shine and not be overshadowed by women. They're by the NXT women. They're very talented on their own, very underrated, and so I think this would be a perfect opportunity for WWE to capitalize on their women who have stuck around for years. But anyways, moving on to my Raw roster, I decided to put Sasha Banks, who could be a potential face of the of the brand, alongside Charlotte. Then I put Eva Marie, just because I don't know where Eva Marie is going. I would have put her on SmackDown, but I think that should mainly stick to veterans. I think that Eva Marie would probably be the jobber of Raw. Then also I put Dana Brooke on Raw with that whole thing with Charlotte, and it looks like they'll probably feud soon. So I put Dana Brooke on Raw. Rosa Mendes, I found out that she's still employed, so I guess, although I think she should kind of be on the fire list, Then I put Summer Rae on Raw, Becky, and then the two announcers, Renee and Lillian Garcia. Now, there are less competitors on Raw than there are on SmackDown, but, like I said, I am very strongly opinionated towards the veterans sort of taking their place on SmackDown and having it as the dominant brand. Now, for Raw, it could be a possibility that we might see a couple debuts and or returns, such as Carmella, Alexa Bliss. Doesn't seem that Bayley's coming to the main roster anytime soon, maybe until after SummerSlam or a bit before or at SummerSlam, but so far, as of right now, Bayley doesn't seem to be talked about to be on the main roster, but Alexa and Carmella are, in the midst of it. We really haven't seen them on NXT TV for a while, and I think that it's in good hands, especially with the new women who are there. So yeah, we could see that. And also, there are a couple rumors, very, very few though, that a couple of former women's competitors might be returning, such as former Divas champion and women's champion Michelle McCool was in the talk of it, although she doesn't really seem to show any interest. I do know Jillian Hall would like to return to wrestling. That could be an awesome thing for WWE to capitalize on and bring her back to the ring and have her actually used to her full potential, especially with this whole thing that they're trying to respect their women competitors. We could see Jillian Hall finally getting recognition as a competitor if she were to return. They can also probably bring back Katie Lee Burchill, especially with that whole Sister Abigail situation, in which they want someone to represent Sister Abigail and to be Sister Abigail. And also, very recently, after her TNA release, Velvet Sky and Angelina Love could be heading to WWE. That's a big rumor that's going on right now, that these two ladies might come and debut on WWE. Velvet Sky says she's hands down all for it. So we could see them potentially debut, especially with the whole Bubba Ray Dudley and Velvet Sky thing that's going on. Bubba could potentially get her a whole a deal with the company. But yeah, I think if that were to happen, then both rosters could be equaled out. I don't want to see, though, NXT women's competitors on a brand with the veterans, because it'll just put to waste the veterans and they'll eventually want to leave. They'll lose talent where they have it. So yeah, that's basically who I see. Couple potential feuds that could probably go on SmackDown. You know, we could see Naomi versus Emma, or Foxy versus Naomi, Natalia versus, you know, Brie. I don't know. But yeah, I think Naomi should really be pushed as the SmackDown's face and brand. Or when Nikki returns, it'll probably be Nikki. But yeah, as of right now, no NXT women's competitors. Um, as for on Raw, I don't know what we could really see until we get more in depth of a women's roster. This is my own concept video though. This is nothing's final. We could probably see all of these mixed, all of these women's competitors be on different brands. You know, it could be possible Sasha might actually go to SmackDown, Naomi might stay on Raw, Nikki might go to Raw. You know, it's all up in the air. You know, we still have to see. But yeah, this has been my video. I really do wish it was like this and it would stay like this. Highly doubt it, but yeah. So anyways, please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe. I will be posting a top 10 soon of top 10 dream women's matches. I'm actually working on it right now. So anyways, I mean dream women's feuds, not matches, but I'll have the matches once too. Why not? Anyways, so that was it for my video. Until next time, bye.